So I decided to do a second video. Hopefully I can go into greater detail with this video. But depression is like something that a lot of people go through on a daily basis, you know, and not everybody has a way of reaching out to people. Not everybody has a way of coping with it. And it's like I said, you go to your therapist, you go to your psychiatrist, your physicist, whoever, and they try to prescribe you pills. They try to tell you, oh, this is wrong, oh, that's wrong. And it's like sometimes it's hard for people to open up. Sometimes, like me, I know I can't really fully express myself. I can't fully explain everything that's going on with me at the time that it's going on because I clam up, and a lot of people clam up, and sometimes, you know, as a depressed person, when you clam up around certain people, you know, they don't know how to take it, and they take it as you're fake, or you're trying to be funny, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you're making stuff up. Like, being depressed is not funny. You know, going through depression is not easy. It's not simple. You know, like I said, when do you get over it? Do you really ever get over it? Like, how do you know that you're fully over it? Like, you could be surrounded by so many people, but at the same time, what does that mean? Just because you're surrounded by people don't necessarily mean that you're okay. You know, like I said, people know how to hide it, and I'm one of those ones that know how to hide it. Like, I come to work every day, I'm stressed. I come to work every day, and I don't want to be here, but I have to be here because I have bills to pay, just like a lot of people. A lot of people do stuff that they don't want to do, but it's about the bigger picture. You know, like if a lot of people could sit down in the middle of the road and live their life like that, we would, but we can't, because at the end of the day, you got those people out here that don't know what they're depressed about, and so they just put their problems on other people. You know, they down at other people because of what they're going through. You know, don't down me because of what you're going through and you don't know my story. Don't tell me that my story is not as hard as yours because you don't know me and I don't know you. So at the end of the day, everybody processes stuff different. Everybody go through stuff different. Everybody does things different. Nobody does things the same, not even twins. Okay, so I don't know. Like, I can't fully explain why people are depressed. You know, people go through depression for so long and they commit suicide. Like, it's been plenty of times where I wanted to just jump in the middle of traffic. You know, I wanted to take a bunch of pill bottles. Wanted to just do anything, jump off a bridge, anything, because I felt as though that would make me feel better. And a lot of the times, it don't make you feel better. You know, it's like, yeah, we're committing suicide because we can't handle it, or because, you know, you don't want to handle it. But at the same time, like, who makes it easy for a depressed person? Nobody. Because if you're depressed and you don't know the next person depressed, all you gonna do is the same thing as the last person did to you. Is take your anger out on them, regardless if you're trying to or not. Like, depression is not fun. You know, and it's like you try to live a different life. You try to have a different mindset. You try to change how you live, how you think, how you move, but you can't, because you always got that one individual that's gonna be there to point their finger at you and say, hey, you're not doing this right. You're not doing it how I like it. So what? I don't care if I'm not doing what you like. I don't care if I don't do my job how you do your job. We are two different people. Like, you can't tell me everything's supposed to go in the blue and I am successful putting everything in green. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, sometimes people are they take I don't know how to say it. Like, they don't know how to adapt to change. You know, they don't know how to accept other people for who they are. And it makes it hard for a depressed person trying to go to work, working around 20 and 30 different people at one time, because those 20 and 30 people got their own problems they're going through. Everybody in the building doing the same thing, trying to get over what the fuck is going on outside of work. Then when you get outside of work or outside the building, you trying to get over what the fuck just happened in the building. It's like, where's the balance? You know, like, how can you get balance? You know? Are you able to get balance? Like, that's a real question. Like, seriously, like, who knows how to get over depression? You know how to cope with it. You know how to deal with it or work through it. But getting over it, I really don't think nobody gets over being depressed. This is something that you mask, something that something that you cover up and go on. What they say, them fake smiles, I got plenty of them. Plenty of them. I smile at you all day long, and you'll never know what's going on with me until you see me cry. You know, you'll never know what I'm going through until I tell you. Like, I get compliments all the time. People telling me, oh, you're so this and you're so that and you're so motivated. And I'm looking like, really? Like, I motivate you, but I can't motivate myself sometimes? Like, thank you. You know, I'm glad to be a voice for those that don't have a voice, you know. And again, that's the whole purpose of me starting this Let's Talk About It, because there's a lot of things out there that people want to talk about but don't know how to talk about. Like right now, I'm trying to talk about depression and don't know how to talk about it because, hey, I'm having a better day right now. When I started out, you know, it was shitty. Like, I didn't want to be bothered, but sometimes you got to push through. When you don't want to be bothered, sometimes it is a good idea to push through and keep pushing, keep moving, keep doing what you're doing, because that's going to help you get through. You know, nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you, oh, you just got to keep going. They just tell you, oh, you'll be okay. Oh, it's going to be okay. It's not going to be okay. You're not going to be okay. Why? Because at the end of the day, when you by yourself and you in that corner or in that room or at home or driving home, like, that's when you're going to start crying. It's easy for them tears to dry up when you come in contact with other people. You know, it's easy for them tears to dry up when you don't want nobody to know what's going on. But when you don't have nobody to hide it from, when you just sitting there by yourself and you can't control it, like, it happens. It starts flowing. Like, it's called trauma. It's called what? PTSD. Like, a lot of people suffer from it but don't want to face it. You know, like, a lot of people go through a lot of stuff, and instead of dealing with it properly, we push it to the side because we don't want nobody else to think that, oh, we're not perfect. You perfect in your own way. You know, no matter what you do, where you go, or who you do it with, or who you doing around, even if you're doing it by yourself, like, you're you for a reason. You know, you shouldn't let nobody else bring you down. And understand, you get triggered. Yes, everybody gets triggered. When you're depressed and you trying to climb that climb that mountain or climb that hill, and everybody else on top of you trying to push it down, it's like, why should I keep going? You know, like, I feel like everybody should find a way, find something to do that makes them happy. If it don't make you happy, then find something else to do. And I say that ready to quit my job, and I can't. Like, I used to love coming to work, but dealing with some of the people I deal with, it's like I can't, because I try to leave an old lifestyle behind. But how can you leave an old lifestyle behind when you got people that's living your old lifestyle that don't even know what the fuck you've been through? But you know what they're going through because they open up and they tell you what they're going through. And you're sitting there like, really? Like, damn, I just went through that a couple of months ago, and this is how I look. It's like, as an outsider looking in, you see things different. But when you inside looking out, it's like you don't want to see that shit. You know, you don't want to see the bigger picture. You don't want to see the clearness in the tunnel. When you inside that bubble, and that depression or the traumatic thoughts or whatever come through your mind, is like, why should I even care anymore? Like, I understand why people kill themselves, you know, like, I understand why people go through what they go through, because it's like, you can tell anybody all day long, oh, don't worry about it, it's alright, just get over it. You can't get over it. Because at the end of the day, you still got them thoughts that's running through your mind. When you try to push them thoughts to the back of your mind and you think you ain't thinking about nothing, that's when it creeps back up on you. When you find a way to deal with something, you know, and you find a way to cope with it and heal from it, there's always gonna be something. Always gonna be something to bring it back, and that's not fair. You know, I say it's not fair, but what can we do to change it? You know, you can't go out here and really post your picture in the sky and say, don't fuck with me. I wish we could. I really wish we could. Because, that would be a sign for people to say, hey, maybe that person's going through something today. And maybe they need a pick-me-up. Like, sometimes you can comment on somebody's page, you can comment on somebody's pictures, or, you could just walk by and say, hey, I like your shirt. And that, you will never know, like, that'll brighten their whole day. Like, they could be feeling bad about something. They could have just stumped their toe. They could have fell down the steps. They could have broke their leg or anything. But any positive any positive comment will help them. That's all they say. Everybody say you gotta start with yourself, so why not start with yourself? When you see somebody frowning, why not just speak? You go in the grocery store all the time. You go into the corner store, the gas station. Like, I'm rude. I'll admit it. I'm rude. I don't speak to everybody, but I speak to enough people. I speak so that I can be seen, I guess. But again, like, people walk around, what they call it, the restless bitch face. Like, you don't know what somebody going through. You over there, you see them, what the fuck? Like, one day, okay, I had on a shirt one day, and I walked in the store, and I didn't care because I just finished working out. Like, I didn't care about nothing nobody was doing because I was tired. I did what I had to do. I was ready to go home. I went to the store, got my waters like I got, and I left. But when I got in the store, my shirt said, apparently I have an attitude because I keep an attitude, like, for whatever reason. That's a story for another day. But I wore it because I wore it to work for a reason. So she walked past and she was like, it's Monday, what the fuck? I said, I didn't even look. Because at the time, like, I was tired. I didn't even want to start no argument. I just walked past, like, really? Like, you don't know if I'm supporting somebody with this shirt. You don't know. Granted, I got the shirt from Walmart, but still, like, you don't know what's going on. And then, two, I don't know if she was really talking to me or not. So it goes hand in hand. It's like, you can get mad at what I got, but I don't know if you mad at me for real just by a comment you said. Just like I can get mad at you for what you said, but your comment might not have been directed at me. But as a depressed person, sometimes you take things personal that don't need to be taken personal. And you can't help it. Why? Because that's all you know. That's not necessarily what you're taught, but how you train yourself. Being depressed it ain't fun. I moved to Ohio to get away from it, and it seemed like I'm still there. I lived in Richmond, Virginia, born and raised. And when I moved to Ohio, I moved with no plan. I moved with nothing. Just me and my car. Like, I lived in my car for 4 months when I moved out here. A lot of people didn't know. Did I care? No. Why? Because I was trying to leave an old lifestyle behind. And the more and more I go, or the further and further I go, it's like, do you really leave it behind? Do you really leave that lifestyle behind? Or does it follow you and you just cover it up? Because every day, recently anyway, I wake up and I'm like, why am I here? I used to be like that back in the day. I used to be like that when I was younger. When I first started realizing that the shit I was going through wasn't right. You question yourself all the time. You want to know, like, am I making the right decisions? Like, I thought what I was doing was right, but that person didn't like it, so what the fuck did I do wrong that they didn't like? Even down to your family. Like, you try to grow up, and you try to do things, and you try to please everybody else, but when do you take the time to please yourself? And that's one reason why a lot of people are depressed, is because instead of trying to please yourself, and instead of trying to love yourself and care for yourself, you trying to love, please, and care for other people. And it doesn't work because they don't always give you what you give. Sometimes you are given more than what you receive, and it hurts to be a given person and not get nothing in return from anybody, your friends, your family, your spouse, anybody, your co-workers, your manager. Like, You know, this pandemic, everybody, oh, we worried about everybody's safety, everybody's health, everybody's mental health. But what if you are the cause to my mental health? How can you help me be better if you are the cause? How can you tell me anything or teach me anything if you don't accept that you are the reason that caused me to be how I am? Granted, depressed people sometimes I feel like it's more so you bring it on yourself, but at the same time, other people don't understand how they talk to you or how they look at you or what they say around you to make you feel how you feel because, as stated, they don't know your past and you don't know their past. You know, you don't know if they're talking about you or talking with you because you think everybody's against you. And it's not easy. It's not easy being depressed. It ain't easy losing weight. It ain't easy trying to break an old lifestyle. It's not easy at all. And a lot of people need to be more welcoming and more open to their own family and their own friends. You can't accept a stranger faster than you accept your family. You shouldn't see somebody walking down the street that's homeless and get them $2, but you know your best friend struggling and you tell that bitch fuck you. Like, what type of mess is that? You know somebody's going through something, y'all quote unquote close, but you don't look out for that person. Then the stranger, they come along and, oh, here you go, I'm doing my good deed. Your good deed ain't help. I mean, let me stop. Your good deed is helping that stranger, but your bigger deed is helping those that are close to you. Again, you can't help those that are close to you. Why you gonna help somebody that's far from you? That's just like your best friend or your cousin, your brother, your sister, your auntie doing hair or making clothes or, you know, doing fashion shows or something. And because you know them, you don't want to support them. But you go on Instagram or go on Facebook or go on Twitter, Snapchat, whoever, and you see this random person in another state that already got 10,000 likes. And what you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna go buy from them because they already got 10,000 likes. Why? Why not support that small business that's helping you support your habit? Why not help those that's close to you so that way when you help that person that's close to you, they can help you? But people don't think like that. And people don't understand why people become depressed behind losing friends or losing family. It's because I did everything I had to do for you. I upheld my part. But what about you? Did you uphold yours? You know, are you a true friend for real? Like, there's a new theme going around on TikTok about, oh, my friends keep asking me, oh, you good, you ain't famous yet, why you ain't famous? And then they make the little sound and they say, because you ain't been sharing my shit. So are you a real friend? Are you gonna help that friend get to the top? Or you just gonna sit at the bottom and wait for them to get to the top and expect them to help you when they get to the top? And they not gonna help you because that's when that depression shit starts. You get all the way up there by yourself, no help, no nothing. But then the main ones that was watching you struggle be the first ones to ask for a handout. Then when you tell them no, oh, you the baddest person in the world, or you this, you that, fuck that hoe, or you think you better than, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. I shouldn't be struggling to climb a pair of stairs to get to the top because I'm trying to lose weight, and you standing down at the bottom talking something, go girl, go. And then when I get to the top, oh yeah, girl, we partying. Why are we partying? Bitch, I'm out of breath. You standing down there ain't doing nothing. You ain't pick up a leg, a limb, or nothing. But we about to go party because I got to the top. No, ma'am. If you can't party with me at the bottom, don't party with me at the top. If you can't congratulate me and motivate me to keep going and help support me when I'm at the bottom trying to get to the top, don't. And that's for anybody. Don't reach out to nobody. Talk about something. Oh, girl, I've been there for you the whole time. And then the whole time, you the main one sitting in the back like, I want her to, I hope she don't make it. And when she make it, you the first one. No. Don't run to the head of the line because I'm there now. When I was at the back with you, and you ain't want to do that work to get at the top with me or at the front with me, I'm not bringing you with me because I'm tired of bringing people that's bringing me down to my spot. You know? I'm tired of living depressed and helping other people pretend like they happy. No, it don't work like that. So if everybody could get on the same chord, everybody be good. You know? Living a depressed lifestyle, trying to fight it, trying to get over it, it's not fun. Maybe one day I'll come back on here and talk about it some more, but I just had to let it out because it's not fun at all. And if you ain't got nobody by your side, it's even worse.